Welcome to CWFalcons.com. I'm Jordan Vrelo, joined here by head football coach Greg Etter. Following today's 56-42 non-conference home loss to Olivet College. Coach, your initial thoughts on the game?
Well, first of all, I'm very proud of what our administration did today for Rick Reel and for his family. That was very touching. I think that naming the press box after him is appropriate, and his name and legacy will last forever as a big part of Concordia. And so that was a great start to the day. Thoughts on the day? Obviously disappointed with the loss. They came in, on paper, they're conference champs in a very competitive, tough Michigan conference. And so we knew we had our hands full. I'm pleased with the things that we asked of our players. We gave them a few things to focus on and set some goals beside winning for this game. And I thought our guys responded. And I thought that we had made enough plays to give ourselves a chance to win. Other areas, obviously, we have to improve and start making some plays. But all in all, I think that we took a step forward as a football program today.
Now on paper, you outrushed them and you outpassed them.
Yeah.
However, though, they had a block punt and they had a lot of kick return yards. Was special teams the difference in today's game?
Well, I'm not going to say special teams was the difference. What we have to improve on, and it comes with experience, but what we have to improve on, what we stress every day, is we can't have dumb penalties. When we get a punt blocked or we give up a coverage lane, those are mistakes, whether they're physical mistakes or mental mistakes, that good teams are going to take advantage of. And so this, again, is a championship football team, and we can't make mistakes like that. We make penalties when at critical times. We get people stopped and the drive gets extended. All right, we gain some momentum and then we lose our lane on a kickoff coverage. All right, we don't get our protection squared away on the punt team, and next thing you know, they've got a short field. All right, you want to be a disciplined football team in all those areas, and that's what we're striving for, and we have to just continue to preach it, and eventually, hopefully, it's going to sink in.
Now, as you mentioned, the penalties, big difference there. You didn't have any penalty yards, but still 10 penalties, which is too many penalties. What do you need to do to clean that up?
Well, again, I have to come back and look at the film, but some of the penalties are due to guys playing hard. All right? I mean, sometimes just the aggressive nature, some of those hits on the sideline, I can't tell from my side. I had fans tell me afterwards that they're not penalties. Well, I don't know. I'm going to wait until I see the film. But when guys are playing hard, sometimes penalties are going to happen. Some of the penalties are just, we have to understand the situation. We have to understand the different situations, and we have to improve our thought process. Sometimes we have to hold up. Sometimes we can't hit the quarterback late. I mean, so it's some of it you got to clean up from the physical end, and some of it you got to clean up from the mental end, and you just got to keep preaching.
Coming out in the second half, you came out with a lot of energy. Put together a nice scoring drive to pull within a one-score game. What did you tell the guys at halftime?
Well, to be honest with you, our guys, I talk to them before we leave the field. All right, I try to get our guys together, reiterate what our goals are, reiterate what's happened in the first half. I thought that we had a chance to win the football game going into the locker room, and I told the players that I was proud of what they've accomplished so far. They overcame some adversity. They're playing with emotion. They were having fun out there. And those are things that I reiterated before we went into the locker room. Once we get into the locker room, now the coordinators and the position coaches are making adjustments within their position group and their side of the ball. And again, I've got all the faith in the world in our coaching staff, so I know they did a good job in the locker room, but we just told them to keep on going. Before we left the field, that was the message. Just, hey, keep on playing, keep playing.
Now, with all the players out due to injury, a lot of new starters in there, a lot of young guys are getting a lot of experience. What are your thoughts on their performance and this experience that they're getting?
Well, I'm extremely proud of our football team and overall how they've overcome adversity. A lot of people don't know the number of players that we are missing, and we don't make a big deal of it. We figure out who's ready to go by practice. All right, so a Tuesday practice, a Wednesday practice, we've got a plan for the Saturday, and we have to have daily plans with the number of players that are out. The experience that these guys are getting is going to pay dividends down the road. And they've got the athleticism. Now they just got to continue to improve on the scheme and getting the actual playing experience. But it's going to be very, very valuable. So we don't use the injuries as an excuse. Our players don't use it as an excuse. Again, they come out and fight. You believe in the next guy up. You believe in that man that's next to you. And our players have taken that approach. Our coaches have taken that approach all year. So it is what it is.
All right, thanks, Coach. CW returns to action next Saturday at home for the season finale against Wisconsin Lutheran for the Luther Cup at 12 noon.